Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here. So I want to do another Discord Q&A. Thank you guys so much for posting all of your questions. If you want to take part in these, as I always say, definitely go follow the Discord. The link is just down below. And yeah, there's a Q&A channel there. Just post your questions in there whenever I ask, and then I'll most likely get to it. I mean, there's a lot, but I usually get to most of them unless some of them are repetitive, then I'll kind of skip some. And as well, if I've like answered it previously sort of thing, right? Like I do at least one or two of these a week. So sometimes the questions do get a little repetitive, which I don't want to be doing the same question all the time, right? But yeah, I hope to see you guys there. And also I will be streaming the Game Awards tomorrow. I am definitely very excited for that. I'm really excited to do some commentary and to see what kind of announcements are going to be made. So if you want to watch the Game Awards alongside with me, then definitely go follow me on Twitch. It's just at Appetite for the Dead, or it's Appetite for the Dead. It's not at. I only say that because I saw one person actually, like, they're saying I'm spelling at, like AT, Appetite for the Dead. I guess it's technically not a handle of any sorts, right? It's an actual channel. So the channel name is Appetite for the Dead. We'll be live tomorrow at, I believe it's 7:30 Eastern is when it actually goes live. I'll probably go live a little bit beforehand. We'll hype it up, talk about it and stuff. And then once it actually begins, I mean, yeah, we'll get into that, which will be very, very exciting. I was approved as a co-streamer, so I'll definitely be doing that. And let's get into this Q&A here. So obviously the first question here comes from Rave. Do you think Madison will have lost any limbs like Alicia? Maybe a lost eye, leg, or arm? I'm going to say no, just because that happened to Alicia just recently. I don't know, you know, like, I guess in the beginning, that was sort of the whole issue with why they didn't cut off Rick's arm, right? Because Rick lost his arm in the comic. It was because of the budget. Like, it would have cost way too much to like constantly CGI his arm out, when eventually it got to the point where they were like, well, we'll just put a prosthetic on. So all characters now that are missing an arm just have a prosthetic on, like Aaron. You know, Alicia now has lost an arm, which is kind of insane to think about. She still has her bones, though. So I guess in a sense, she still has her arm. It's just that she lost all the flesh off of her arm, right? Is that what it is? Or I guess maybe she cut off the bone. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, I'm going to say no to that. I think Madison most likely didn't lose any limbs. And I don't know how she escaped. That's going to be really interesting, but I believe that, I mean, there are so many ways. When you look back at it, there were so many places she could have went. She could have climbed up. Like, there were so many ways she could have got out of that. Do you think there is a chance Alicia could die from the virus moments before Madison's return, like with Daniel and his daughter? No, just because with Daniel and his daughter, you know, his daughter wasn't that big of a character, and Daniel's not like a lead character, and it wasn't as hyped up as this. You know, Alicia's a bigger character than Daniel's daughter. Madison, I would say, is a bigger character than Daniel. So I kind of view it as, you know, we want to see that reunion. For them to take that away from us would, I think, hurt a lot of people and piss a lot of people off, right? There's a few things that you just got to kind of give fans, I say. How do you think Madison survived, and do you hope The Walking Dead will extend the 11th season and announce a season 12? I think that'd be really cool, but I think they've already committed to this being the final season, so I don't believe that's going to be it. And how do I think Madison survived? I think she most likely just sort of like hid behind something, right? She could have crawled behind something or climbed up that wall. There were so many ways she could have got out. She could have kicked a walker and like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ways where maybe the jacket that she was wearing in that scene, she sort of just like, they grabbed her jacket, she got rid of that. Like, I think there was a lot of ways that she could have got out of that. And one way they could do it too is say somebody else is there. Honestly, I would hate that explanation, is if someone else was just sort of around and then just like made a bunch of noise. I would hate that. I want to see Madison just survive on her own. So then she gets out, she actually makes it out, and then everybody's gone, everyone left. Maybe it's the next morning because she sort of passes out and she's still awake, she's still alive. And then at that point, she's like, well, where do I go now? She tries to find them, but then she finds other people, and then she goes here, blah, blah, blah. I think that's the best way. I think it's the most logical way too. Q&A, do you think both Fear and Walking Dead will meet at the end of the Walking Dead finale season? No, I don't believe that, because The Walking Dead is ending, I guess, like next late summer to fall, right? So no, I don't believe that's going to happen, just because we're getting a season 8 of Fear, and they've already confirmed that Madison is going to be a series regular in that season, and season 8 of Fear is likely going to start next fall. So I think at this point, it's practically been confirmed we're not going to get any crossover there. So no, I don't think Fear is ever going to go to The Walking Dead, because I think they would have announced it already as well. Q&A, are you thinking that Madison and Alicia will beat Victor, and after that, Alicia will die in her hands? And also, do you think after her death, Madison will leave the group, and then Morgan and the others will go back to Virginia? No, I don't believe that's gonna happen. Just because like we already know that Madison's gonna be a part of the story. She's already been confirmed as a series regular. And I don't want Alicia to die right away once Madison shows up, because I think that would really suck. So I think maybe a part of it could be like they both end up defeating Strand in the end. I think that would be kind of cool. But yeah, I would say no on that second part. Do you think we will ever learn what happened to the group at the dam at the end of season 3 of Fear? And do you think we will have an episode of Tales focused on or Walker, I guess, and the other guy who was, what? I think that would be super cool. That is definitely something that you can do. I would love it. I mean, honestly, the possibilities with Tales of the Walking Dead are really endless. And honestly, like, I am excited, obviously, for the ending of The Walking Dead next year. But I'm mostly excited for Tales. Honestly, Tales of the Walking Dead could be really good. It's going to be 6 episodes airing next summer, which is likely going to be what? I mean, I guess that's up for debate. It could air in August, leading up to The Walking Dead's premiere in October. It really depends, to be honest. It like really, really depends. And I will say that I'm just waiting for like some official first footage of that. I know they're going to start filming early next year. I just really can't wait to see the stories there. I mean, eventually at some point they're going to be announcing the casting for that. Expect the casting for that, I think, in like early January. I think that's when they're going to announce it, because they're going to have all these people filming. Once they release that first teaser, that first trailer, and we actually see the return of the governor, if he's going to be in it. I mean, Beta's going to be in it for sure. That's one character I think as of now we kind of know has already been confirmed for it. But they could bring back Carl. I mean, there's so many people, right? There's going to be some unique stories. So we're going to have to watch that. And if they're good, we'll really like them. If they're bad, then we're just going to have to suffer through it. But we're sort of used to that at this point, right, as Walking Dead fans. But there is going to be those good stories, obviously, with like Beta. You get his backstory a little bit and other things like that. So I'm really excited for Tales of the Walking Dead. That show could be really good, and I mean like really, really good. Do you think it is somewhat possible that the big group Michonne saw was a group Madison formed while being like dead? Yeah, I don't know about that, because of the location, right? Like Madison went missing around like Texas, I believe it was in that area. Michonne is much farther north. Obviously, a lot of time has passed, right? Like in between that, it was about 6 to 8 years, I believe, in between there. So it's definitely possible. I don't see it. I don't see Madison building a group like that. So no, I definitely don't really think that. Now that Silas is a CRM soldier and Jadis is the one training him, do you think he will be the one to kill Jadis in the movies? I hope not. Silas is like all right, I guess. I hope he's not really in the movies, because I don't know. I think where his story ended was fine. Just leave it there. He's now a Pacific Republic soldier. He doesn't agree with it, but he's gonna conform to their ways, because that's just who they are, right? So I would just say, just leave it like that. Honestly, I don't want the World Beyond characters to ever show up again. In The Walking Dead Season 11B, which episode do you think Pamela Milton will be in? And how do you think everyone at Alexandria will react when seeing the Commonwealth soldiers arrive? Yeah, you know what? Like, I'll answer your first part there. I think with that's going to be super exciting. Like obviously we saw that in the trailer, but I really can't wait for that. We've all been talking about World Beyond, the Rick movies, Fear the Walking Dead. There's the main show still out there, right? So I'm really excited for that. In terms of what episode, I believe it's going to be episode 10, maybe at the very end of 9, but for sure episode 10, I believe we're going to see Pamela Milton. And on the second part of your question there, do you think Hilltop is going to be rebuilt, and which characters do you think will stay at the Commonwealth? Well, Hilltop, yes, will be rebuilt. And I mean, there's Daryl, Rosita, Carol. There's a bunch of characters. If you actually saw in the trailer, there was a lot of characters that were at the Commonwealth. So I believe they'll be there. And then we'll kind of have to see, I guess, as the story progresses, which characters will end up wanting to stay there. For the most part, all the characters do, besides Daryl and Carol, right? Just because they have their spinoff. Since the actor of Walker said he'll only return if Madison comes back, since Madison is coming back, do you think there's a possibility that Walker and Les could return? Yes. I would love that if that's what he said. Man, that is so dope. I would love that character to come back. Walker was such a great character. Yeah, bring him back. Definitely bring him back. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, man. There's so many more questions here. Thank you guys so much for posting all of them. I really wish I could get to all of them. Maybe I'll do another one like tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for posting all of your questions there. I really appreciate it. It makes these a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.